Now to the crisis at our southern border. There have been more than 5 million illegal immigrants apprehended since President Biden took office, and about 1.3 million gotaways. Those are illegal immigrants who have gone undetected. Those are numbers according to the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol data. Now, more than a week after Title 42 was lifted, there's this new CBS poll. Check it out. It finds 93% of Americans consider the border situation at least a somewhat serious problem. But the breakdown there you see on the screen, 38% now say it is a crisis. However, if you read a New York Times opinion piece here, this is their headline, quote, "If you're hearing about the border, someone is trying to scare you." New York's Democratic Mayor Eric Adams says the city, however, doesn't have the resources to accommodate the influx of migrants being bused there. So much for being a sanctuary. Here's what he suggested yesterday while appearing on CBS's Face the Nation.
We have 108,000 cities, villages, towns. If everyone takes a small portion of that, and if it's coordinated at the border to ensure that those who are coming here to this country in a lawful manner is actually moved throughout the entire country, it is not a burden on one city.
Well, that raises an important question. Let's welcome in now Congressman Jake LaTurner of Kansas. He's on the House Oversight Committee, also on the House Appropriations Committee. Congressman, great to see you.
Good to be with you.
Well, I mean, Eric Adams, he signed on to the sanctuary city policy. Other states, New York State is a sanctuary state. You know, I know a lot of people that voted for lawmakers who specifically rejected this type of mentality. Why should those taxpayers be the ones who have to do what, you know, Eric Adams supporters who support these sanctuary city measures, why should they have to also share the load?
This is a lot of ideological nonsense from liberals across the country. They want to open up the southern border. They want no enforcement down there. They literally want a wide open border, but don't want to deal with the consequences of it. You're going to continue to see, you cited the poll numbers in the intro, you're going to continue to see this issue rise in the consciousness of Americans because they are the ones dealing with it. They are the ones dealing with fentanyl deaths. They are the ones dealing with this, no matter if you're on the border or not. This is an enormous issue, and we have to put a stop to it.
And I think even the Democrats, when they saw that their kids' school gyms were going to be housing undocumented migrants that weren't being tracked, even they last week protested to push back. But Congressman, we also want to talk to you about the House Oversight Committee opening up this investigation. There are reports FEMA is providing our taxpayer dollars to those NGOs that really incentivize illegal immigrations. I've been to the border. I know that there are a lot of people there. They are staffed attorneys with NGOs that are very, very influential with how migrants are not only getting in, but also amplified where they can go, where they can get legal advice. And sort of, if there's a connection here to our taxpayer money, it seems like we should know about it.
We absolutely need to know about it, and that is why we led this letter along with the chairman of the Oversight Committee. We have got to get to the bottom of exactly how much money FEMA is giving to these NGOs who are providing maps with some legal advice on the maps, telling folks where to enter our country, what to say. This is an unsustainable problem, and the American taxpayer should not be footing the bill helping people cross the border illegally. This is wrong, and the House Oversight Committee is going to get to the bottom of it.
Congressman, do you support a mass deportation effort? I mean, we've talked about the numbers, 1.3 million illegal immigrants entering the United States undetected. God knows how many people are out there undetected. We know that a vast majority of these people never show up for their court hearings when they get them. And those who do, like 97%, don't qualify for asylum anyway. At some point, even if, you know, you're averse to this idea on its face, you have to start thinking about mass deportation in this country.
We've got to address this problem. It is a serious one. Joe Biden has been to the border one time time. I want him to go to the border not just for window dressing. The reason I want him to go is because I think if he was there, if he spoke to the Border Patrol agents, if he looked these kids in the eye that are being sex trafficked across our southern border, if he went to my district or cities across this country and talked to families that are dealing with loved ones who have passed away because of fentanyl, he would want to solve the problem. House Republicans are doing everything we can to secure the southern border. This administration is doing almost nothing, and we have to address it. Of course, we have to make great efforts to send people back home that came here legally. They broke the law, and it is enormously disrespectful to the many millions of Americans who went through the legal channels and did it the right way.
So true. So true. I want to ask you, but while we have you, Congressman, about the Durham report vindicating Donald Trump and the Russian collusion hoax. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., obviously running for president as well, is taking a shot at the media coverage. This is his tweet, talking about this and saying that it's a matrix of lies so elaborate as to make a mockery of the democratic ideal of informed citizenry. We have a serious problem when it comes to trust with our federal agencies. And the deeper it goes and the longer we see people continue to get away with it, Hillary Clinton, those at the top, isn't there concern that they could do this again with another election, with another political opponent they don't like?
Trust in our federal institutions is at an all-time low, and it's because of crap like this. We have got to get politics out of the Department of Justice. This is by and large not the rank and file FBI agents across this country that are doing the right thing. They're honorable people. This is leadership at the Department of Justice. The American people don't want the Department of Justice to carry the company line for the Democrats or the Republicans. They want them to be there to call balls and strikes, to investigate the facts. That is not what happened in this witch hunt, in this made-up witch hunt about a Russia collusion. The House Oversight Committee owes it to the American people to get to the bottom of this. We need to know exactly how much money, how many millions of dollars was spent on this, how many man-hours was spent on this, and ultimately, we have to root out politics at the Department of Justice. We need people to be fired. We need people to be held accountable. We need to restore the dignity and the honor of the FBI and the Department of Justice so the American people once again can have faith and confidence in the job that they do.
Congressman Jake LaTurner, thank you so much for your time, and keep us updated on your NGO findings there with FEMA tax dollars. We appreciate it.
Glad to be with you. Thank you.
Good to have you, sir. Stay with us. We'll be right back with what's ahead on Newsmax.